A star 1,500 light-years away is doing something that breaks every rule we know. It's dimming by 22%. No planet, no eclipse, nothing natural does this. When astronomers published their findings, they included one possibility they rarely mention: an artificial megastructure. That's number 5. And it's not even the most disturbing thing on this list. Science is built on finding answers. But sometimes, nature throws something so strange at us that even the experts are left scratching their heads. These are real mysteries that scientists are actively studying, and they're nowhere close to solving them. Starting at number 10, since the early 1990s, about 2% of residents in Taos, New Mexico, have reported hearing a persistent low-frequency humming sound. The strange part? Recording equipment doesn't pick it up. Congress actually directed scientists to investigate in 1993. Teams from the University of New Mexico, Los Alamos National Laboratory, and other institutions studied it. They couldn't find a source. Similar hums have been reported in Bristol, England, Bondi, Australia, and other locations worldwide. Researchers have ruled out tinnitus because the descriptions are too consistent across different people. Some studies suggest it might be related to how certain people's ears or brains process very low frequencies, but there's no consensus. The phenomenon is real, the explanation isn't. Number 9. At Death Valley's racetrack Playa, rocks weighing up to 700 pounds move across the desert floor, leaving long tracks behind them. No one ever saw them move until 2014. For decades, it was a complete mystery. Scientists proposed theories involving wind, ice, and magnetic fields, but couldn't prove anything. In 2014, researchers finally captured it on camera. The explanation: on rare winter nights, shallow water freezes into thin ice sheets. When the ice breaks up and the wind pushes the sheets, they can move rocks. Case solved, right? Well, mostly. The ice theory explains most movements, but some researchers note that certain historical tracks show patterns that don't quite fit, like rocks moving in different directions on the same night under the same conditions. The main mystery is solved, but there are still a few head-scratchers in the data. Number 8, at Judge Cr. Magny State Park in Minnesota, the Brule River splits at a waterfall. One side continues downstream. The other pours into a pothole and disappears. For decades, people dropped dye, ping-pong balls, and other tracers into the hole. Nothing ever emerged downstream or in Lake Superior. Where did the water go? In 2017, hydrologists measured the flow rate above and below the falls. They matched. The conclusion: the water must rejoin the river underground through cracks in the rhyolite bedrock. But here's the thing, no one has actually found where it comes back out. The measurements suggest it's there, but the actual path remains unknown. It's probably solved, but not proven. Number 7. In 2011, a Swedish diving team using sonar discovered a 200-foot circular formation on the Baltic Sea floor. The sonar images show what looks like geometric patterns and a trail leading to it. Divers who visited the site reported that their electrical equipment malfunctioned when they got close. The formation has straight edges and unusual features. Most geologists who've reviewed the data believe it's a glacial deposit or natural rock formation shaped by geological processes. However, the team that discovered it maintains that some features are difficult to explain naturally. The scientific consensus leans toward a natural explanation, but the formation hasn't been comprehensively studied with advanced equipment, so some questions remain open. Number 6. In 1997, NOAA's hydrophone arrays picked up an extremely powerful ultra-low-frequency underwater sound. It was detected by sensors over 5,000 kilometers apart across the Pacific Ocean. The sound profile was consistent with a living creature, but it was far louder than any known biological source. To produce something that loud, an animal would need to be significantly larger than a blue whale. NOAA's official explanation, published in 2005, is that it was likely an icequake. The sound of a large iceberg fracturing or scraping the ocean floor. The acoustic profile matches this explanation. However, some researchers note that certain characteristics of the sound remain unusual for icequakes. The mystery is mostly considered solved, though a few question marks remain in the data. Number 5. In 2015, astronomers analyzing data from the Kepler Space Telescope noticed a star that dimmed irregularly, sometimes by up to 22%. No known planetary transit or stellar process explained it. The dimming pattern was so unusual that some astronomers published papers suggesting we couldn't rule out an artificial structure, like a theoretical Dyson swarm built by an advanced civilization. This made international headlines. Further observations have found that the dimming affects different wavelengths of light differently, which points to a natural cause, most likely a cloud of dust or debris. Recent studies in 2018 strongly support the dust explanation. However, the exact nature and origin of this dust remain unclear, and the star continues to behave strangely. It's probably natural, but it's definitely weird. Number 4. There's a region of Lake Michigan, roughly triangular, where a notable number of ships and aircraft have disappeared. The most famous case is Northwest Airlines Flight 2501, which vanished in 1950 with 58 people aboard. No wreckage was ever definitively found. Historical records document various disappearances in this area dating back to the 1800s. Some of these are explained by storms or mechanical failure, but others, like Flight 2501, remain unsolved. Unlike the Bermuda Triangle, the Michigan Triangle isn't recognized by any scientific body as having unusual properties. The Great Lakes are known for sudden, violent storms and difficult search conditions. Statistically, the number of incidents may not be higher than other heavily trafficked areas. But the unsolved cases, particularly Flight 2501, continue to puzzle investigators. Number 3. On August 15, 1977, the Big Ear radio telescope in Ohio detected a strong narrowband radio signal that lasted 72 seconds. Astronomer Jerry Eman was so surprised he wrote, "Wow," next to the data printout. The signal came from the direction of the constellation Sagittarius. It had characteristics expected from an interstellar transmission. It was narrowband and at a frequency where hydrogen naturally emits, which scientists theorize would be an obvious choice for interstellar communication. The telescope never detected it again despite repeated searches. In 2017, an astronomer proposed it might have been caused by a comet, but other researchers disputed this explanation. As of now, there's no consensus. It remains one of astronomy's most intriguing unsolved mysteries, possibly natural, possibly not. Number 2. In Hessdalen Valley, Norway, unexplained lights have been appearing in the sky since at least the 1930s. In the 1980s, they appeared multiple times per week. These aren't aircraft or known atmospheric phenomena. Scientists set up the Hessdalen AMS, Automatic Measurement Station, in 1998, which continues to monitor the area. They've captured thousands of observations. The lights move, hover, and sometimes split apart. They've been measured moving at high speeds, then stopping abruptly. Spectral analysis shows they're some form of plasma, but more stable than any plasma physicists can create in labs. Various theories have been proposed: piezoelectric effects from rocks, combustion of gases, or unusual atmospheric conditions. As of 2024, there's no accepted explanation. It's one of the few paranormal-seeming phenomena that's under serious, ongoing scientific study with published peer-reviewed papers, and scientists still don't know what's causing it. Number 1. Our galaxy, along with thousands of others in our region of the universe, is moving towards something. We're traveling at about 600 kilometers per second toward a point in space roughly 150 to 250 million light-years away. The problem? For a long time, we couldn't see what was there because it's behind the zone of avoidance, the part of the sky blocked by our own galaxy's dust and stars. When telescopes finally peered through, they found the Norma cluster and other galaxy concentrations, but not enough mass to account for the gravitational pull. Further observations revealed we're actually being pulled towards something even larger and farther away, the Shapley supercluster. But it gets stranger. Recent studies suggest the Great Attractor itself is being pulled by an even larger structure called the Shapley Attractor. And beyond that, observations show large-scale flows of galaxies that suggest structures even bigger than we've mapped. The universe's structure at the largest scales doesn't match our predictions. We're being pulled by something, or multiple things, in ways that challenge our understanding of cosmic evolution. Cosmologists are still working it out. These mysteries remind us that for all we've learned, there's still so much we don't understand. If you found this interesting, subscribe for more science mysteries. And let me know in the comments which one surprised you most.